Welcome to Skyton Academy's cryptocurrency pillar, where we equip you with essential skills for the digital economy. Explore the fundamentals in Crypto 101, delve into sectors like finance and healthcare, and master security measures. Safeguard your investments with our Crypto Scams module and learn to spot scams. Discover the art of secure storage with cold storage techniques. Elevate your trading strategies and more. At Skyton Academy, thrive in the crypto revolution. Unlock your potential. Enroll today for just $50 a month. What's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy Big Champ. We at it again for another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays. This is going to be episode 57. I don't know what we're formally going to coin this one, but today you're in for a wild ride, and we got an announcement for you guys. All right. So I want to dive in and no holds barred. We're going to get right to it. So one thing that I noticed that's going on right now in the world, not just in cryptocurrency, not just in the United States, was the continual bank crashes. There was just something that crossed my ether, and it's wild. And I want you guys to understand this. None of the information that we put out is ever to fearmonger or make you guys scared. It's only to prepare you guys and equip you guys with information that is going to be vital to your success, especially with you guys being part of Skyton Academy. We don't hold hands, but we do spread information. We're always on the cutting edge of innovation, implementation, and spreading good knowledge that's going to kind of sit with you guys and help you in the long run. So the bank that just collapsed, right? It just went over. This is in China. It's I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but it's called the Zhengzhi Bank of China. And it is literally in a full-scale crisis right now. In just 1 week, 40 banks disappeared. They got absorbed by larger institutions. We've always told you guys either one or two things is going to happen. Banks are going to fail and just completely die, or they're going to fail and be absorbed by bigger institutions. So not only are you guys seeing this actually happen, just as we said it, this is happening global. But one thing you always have to remember is when something happens globally, it always is going to trickle here into the domestic realm, into the United States. And I know all of our students and members aren't just from the United States. So just understand when I say that, I'm saying that just because that's where I'm currently at. I'm in the United States. But today, Jiajing, I don't know how I'm saying this, right? But the bank basically went under, and it further escalated the entire crisis. So China's smaller banks, they're struggling with bad loans and exposure to the property crisis that's ongoing. So just to give you guys a little bit of the scope of what's happening is 3,800 troubled institutions exist right now. They have 55 trillion won, or that's about 7.5 trillion in the United States dollars in assets. 13% of that is the total banking system, right? That's literally 13% of the overall banking system. And it's been long mismanaged. So there's a ton of bad loans that are out there existing. And this goes to monies that were lent to real estate developers, local governments, and they all gain exposure to China's property crisis. So in recent years, it's revealed that 40% of the books are made up of non-performing loans. So that is absolutely horrible. So this is why China is in need of a $6.6 billion bailout. And that was as of 2021. Now it's got extremely worse. So if they needed 6.6 billion in 2021, and the problem has grown exponentially for 2024, you can only imagine the true numbers that they need to kind of help them get out of this bad debt problem. So China's main way of dealing with small, feeble banks is basically they make them go away. So 40 institutions vanished. 36 of them were in this province, Liaoning, if I'm saying that correct. And they were absorbed by a new lender called Liaoning Rural Commercial Bank, right? And they are literally the king of bad banks. So you had smaller, feeble banks that were unable to sustain, who got acquired by a larger bank who's known for giving bad loans or just bad banks, just acquiring bad banks. So the cycle just continues, continues, and continues. So again, over the past week, we've had 40 banks disappear and be acquired by larger banks. So what needs to happen right now is a full on just reset, complete restart. There's no way that the bank is going to be able to sustain. These other banks are going to be able to sustain and keep up with what's happening in their midst. The people of China are now starting to be crushed, right? And they're all starting to feel it. So when you have complexities like this with the banking system, you know who it's going to impact. It's always going to hit the people. Why is it going to hit the people? Is because the people are who are funding these banks. Their their uh, their money is going into these institutions, but when the bank shut down, a lot of times they're not able to get access to any money. So that leads to the revolts. They're out protesting, right? So I want to show you guys a video of what is actually happening. And this is real live authenticated footage from today. These people do not have access to any of their money. Their bank has shut down and people's money is just in limbo. So yeah, bear with me while I share. So as you guys can see, everything that we've been telling you guys, preparing you for these type of moments, it's been happening, right? So just understand this stuff can literally hit your doorstep at any moment. What we want you guys to always do is be prepared. Steve, I just brought you up. Welcome to the call, good brother.
That's good.
Ah, my geyser.
Nah, I just wanted to drop a line because I got to be somewhere by 7:30.
Okay, rock out.
China's in trouble, huh?
Another bank collapse, 40 over the week.
Yeah, I mean our banks, the big five, have so much unrealized debt that wasn't even put on the books. That was over almost close to $200 billion. So we're in the same predicament here. Wow, that's a good entry point right there. But real quick, guys, I just wanted to touch in because I have to go. So Champ's quarterback in this one. Couple things. We have a chat GPT, not even so much chat GPT, just AI. We have an AI course that we've been working on. So this is going to be pretty big, right? We have more people. AI is definitely ahead of cryptocurrency in just case use and application, right? There's no denying that. Okay. And it's only moving faster. So the course that's coming out, and this kind of played off of the expat life that we've been doing, interviewing people that's been leaving the country, dual citizenship at an all-time high. The wealthy in America are positioning themselves in different countries. Okay, no one's just picking random places to just move. Everything is being thought after. So I figured let's introduce the people to where people are going, why people are leaving, hear the stories of people that actually left and how they're adjusting. So please, if you haven't seen any of the segments yet, go to YouTube and you'll see it under Expat Life. We have 2 segments and more to come. But the reason I wanted to drop this ebook situation on you is because now, once I got into that world, I'm starting to realize that everybody who's leaving the country is not working in these countries. They're called digital nomads. These are people that make money online that can live anywhere in the world, right? That's what the pandemic created for us. So we're not only giving you, we're giving you 30 industries that you can start to make money in as a consultant, right? We're going to give you the level of difficulty to enter that. We're going to give you the potential earnings per month, how the service works, who needs the service, how to generate leads for the service, how to fulfill the service, and then what AI tools you can use to actually execute the service. You see where I'm going with it? So it's the Skyton Academy side hustle to artificial intelligence. It goes hand in hand, guys. When you start to mix, we don't want to be so crypto center, right? Because there's a marriage between cryptocurrency, blockchain, clearly. And then now when you start to add artificial intelligence and an automation and the internet is like powering all of this, that's when things get great. All right. So I'm just telling you that, and I kept saying it, AI is not going to replace human labor. Humans who use AI will replace human labor. So I'm telling you guys, there are people making $3,000 to $5,000 a month doing things for people who will never get the opportunity to understand what AI is for their own business because they're just too caught up in it. No one has the time to put towards the future right now. We gave you the 7 certification courses: Google, Amazon, AWS, Harvard, Cal, all the top institutions and companies. We gave you those. Please do not let that train pass you. I get that we have these crypto bags and we're positioned in crypto, but the AI situation is a whole nother situation. Now, the type of people that I'm tracking have been economists, historians, and this is the first time in any cycle, and they're all saying it, that no one knows what the next 20 years will look like. Prior to this, every single innovation that came prior, everyone knew what verticals were going to be built off of this. This is the one time in history or in civilization that we don't know where we're going in the next 20 years with this. And these are some of the brightest, wealthiest individuals on the planet Earth, and they have no clue. So when Champ and I say things like Web3, all these big tech guys, they're just kind of shrugging their shoulders, acting like they don't know what it is. But the reason that they don't know what it is because they just don't know. They don't have control over it. It's a people's movement, meaning we dictate it now, if we allow it to go that route. So we always told you they're going to build the structure. They always build a back door. Champ and I are just here to tell you, yo, the back door is over there. Now, if you want to play dumb, stay in that house, cool. No one knows what it's going to look like. And I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be good for most people. Haves and have-nots. And it's scary that I've been saying this for a while and it's actually coming to fruition now. And I hate to be right. I hate to be right about it. So I'm halfway through my AI certification course with Google. I'm jumping on the Harvard one after that. I'm building out a chat boxes right now. I'm just telling you, I don't have time to be doing these little side hustles here and there, but I may pick up some weekend work. Just based on a little bit of information I've been looking for. And I'm talking about agencies. I'm gonna leave you with this one. I just want to make sure you guys actually really do get this part. So the agencies that we're talking about, and this is just to name a few, you can do short form content creation, content writing, voiceover services, okay? Graphic design, social media management, SEO optimization, video editing, virtual assistant services, data analysts. So the list goes on, guys. So the reason why I'm bringing this up and why it's important is because this is where the future is going. So once you could understand the tech, have a good foundation in it, get your light certifications, there is so much money out here that these companies are willing to give. Now, you could either go work for a company and make great money, or you could start to consult for yourself once you get those certifications. And you start to present your consults to mom and pops who we know will never convert into that. Champ and I use AI. It saves us a ton of time on things that we would never be able to do. Chop up long form videos. So even that part, we got this AI tool that we use called Opus Clips. We take long form videos, hour, 2 hours. It chops it up anywhere between 30 to 60, whatever length you need, and it captions it with emojis, and it's adding B-roll for AI or B-roll for you to bring in certain things. So gone are the days of trying to hire somebody from the Philippines and have to go through all the communication situation. It literally takes us 10, 15 minutes. That's it, to generate 30, 40 videos. And then it gives it to you in the order of ranking from top to bottom. So we usually pick the top 5, and it's always, and Champ will tell you, it's always been spot on. Okay. So if we can do that for ourselves in 10, 15 minutes, think about the amount of influencers who don't have the time to do this or who don't know how to do it. So really, we could take on the job of probably 40 people right now with that. And within 1 hour, I could service 40 clients and give them all short form situations, edit it right to their inbox or Dropbox, and give and go. All right. So that's the next pivot with the Academy, is really getting people in position to become digital nomads if you're looking to leave. But either way, everyone needs the extra funds, if not a replacement of what you're currently doing right now.
Thanks.
So apply the artificial intelligence knowledge to the field that you're in, see what it's going to do, see how you can position yourself, see how you can bring more value to your company. I can guarantee that your company will not let you go on the next chopping block. I promise you that. And if they do, it doesn't matter. It is wide open, guys. So when everybody's focusing on like things for now and some old products that are dated and industries that are kind of failing right now, there are new industries being built. The one thing about where we're headed to, it doesn't matter in what the worst of times have created the best of times afterwards for everyone that was positioned for it. Right. So I've been through the '08 cycle with the housing collapse. It didn't hit me till about 10, 11. But let's be honest, there's been guys that lived for times like that and they made the most money in history. So I'm just telling you that we have a lot of old ways, a lot of, scarcity mindset situations that we carry on. Like this broke shit is generational. It's a mindset. It's always because of lack of information, lack of knowledge. Now we have all the information. So what's holding us back now from this? I'm just telling you guys, it's scary. And the guys that I'm hearing it from, they have called everything in the last 30, 3 decades, 4 decades, for as long as these guys have been living. And these are white males that sit at the top of the food chain, and they don't know what the hell is about to happen. No control. So yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Take your money out those Chinese banks.
Let's go.
And China's a big cardboard city anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like they all those fake cities out there, a fake GDP. Like I don't care what people say about China and Russia and all that. Their economies are shot. Like them joints are shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the collective movement with backing things with commodities and things like that. That's just that's where everybody needs to go now.
Yeah.
Playtime's over. Debt is dead. Get as much of it as possible. Be responsible with it, because that's it. In the future, it's going to be an asset-based society, meaning you are going to be measured on the assets that you hold. Point blank. And we're not talking about the ETF assets. Don't buy those things. You guys are smarter than that.
Right.
Trust me. Tsunami's coming. And listen, if it's starting east, it's coming west. Right?
Right.
If it's starting east, it's coming west. The only reason our banking system didn't fail yet is because they allowing them to still print money and they're not getting any more deposits. There's not enough deposits. The commercial real estate here is dead. The deposits are dwindling. Banks are they're doing loan modifications of real estate. That's unheard of. They've never done that before. They would just foreclose on you. But the reason that they can't foreclose on you is because you can't throw stones in a glass house. It's a big ass aquarium with cracks in it. So I'm just telling you guys, focus on the crypto, the AI, and the automation part, and you'll be fine. But if you want to play around with the fear mongering and put your time into politics, good luck. Champ, kill him.
My guy.
Love
Big
you.
salute. Love you, brother. So Steve came in and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He came in, dropped the heat on y'all, and reinforced everything that we've been saying from the beginning, right? We never ever want to fearmonger. We never want to push fear and propaganda on you guys. We only trying to put vital info in front of you that is going to help you guys in the long run, because it's only going to get worse from here. I'm not speaking it into existence. I'm just telling you what we know. We got the vision for a purpose. One thing you got to remember always, and then we'll move on to something else. This is not only happening in China. This is happening all over the world. Crises will continue to happen one after another, right? That's what these black swans are called, right? They're essentially just a crisis that happen, and they're going to continuously happen. Some are going to be larger and more grand than others, but ultimately, this is on purpose, right? This is done to destroy the current system that we have. It's going to transition us into the new quantum financial system, the new financial system, and they call it the use of finternet, right? Financial services paired with the internet, where everybody is going to use the internet to become their own bank. We've been telling you guys about this. This is as real as we can keep it. All right. So understand, this is why more and more people and central banks are going to continue to hold more hard assets. They're going to hoard gold, silver, and other commodities. And you're going to start to use things like digital assets that are backed by commodities and backed by gold, etc. And that's going to usher you guys in. All right. So just understand, know what you hold, know what you guys need to be invested in. This is super pivotal. All right. But we're going to move on from that. Now, the one thing I did want to share with you guys is I was just doing my research the other day when I caught wind of more banks that were going to fail, right? So as I'm looking, I'm thinking to myself, all right, if this is happening out west, what's happening here in the United States? How many banks have failed in 2024? Wayne, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up if you can see this. I bet. So this, what you guys are looking at, this is the FDIC resources bank failures brief write-up, right? Basically, this tells you the number of banks in real time that are collapsed or have failed. Now, as you guys can see, this says 2024 in brief. This is always updated in real time. So anytime that we get a financial institution that goes under, this will be updated, right? So check this out. In the month of April, and only April, we had one bank failure, as you guys can see here. When you scroll down on this site, it gives you, so let me slow down. The chart will tell you in assets, in millions, however much the assets that were held, that's going to be in blue. And then the amount of bank failures, it'll show you that in this purple reddish looking, pink reddish looking color. All right, so right now we are at one. And that happened in April. The bank that collapsed had $6 billion in total assets in April. It was Republic First Bank. Now it's going to be a branch of Fulton Bank. Fulton Bank stepped in. They acquired Republic First Bank out in Philadelphia. And some of those branches, of course, they closed down, but some of the branches that they decided to keep open, they're now going to be rebranded and renamed as Fulton Bank branches. All right. And anybody who kind of wants to deep dive and kind of dig into this, you can click on the actual press release and it'll tell you more information about the bank failure, when it happened, why it happened, who acquired them, etc. It's always going to be in a press release associated with that bank. So if we had 10, 9 times out of 10, you would have 10 different line items with press releases you can read more information on, so you can stay informed and know exactly what happened, why it happened, and stay abreast of things like this. I tell you guys this, you got to stay hyper vigilant on what's going on with your bank. Because if your money is there, it's your responsibility to understand what's happening with your financial institution or get out of it. Because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to have a catalyst happen. Then there's a widespread event and everyone is rushing to that financial institution. And being that we're in the United States, we're only pretty much using the same banks. So you don't want to wait until there's an issue that happens and everybody's running to that particular bank and pulling their money out. Because you guys already know this, but when multiple people at one time go to financial institutions and you have a wave of withdrawals, that's a bank run. Bank runs, big problems, because then they become domino effects. It'll happen at one bank, It'll move to the next bank and it'll continue on till there's a huge bank run crisis and liquidity crisis. So you guys got to start analyzing things about where your money is at, what your money is doing. And if your money's not working for you, it's okay, right? We all human. Everybody has to learn. You have to start from somewhere. But if your money isn't working for you, you have to start coming up with ways that you can park your money in places that are going to give you one, a yield or a return, and they're not going to give you these minuscule returns like these horrible old antiquated bank products that still exist. So that's why we give you guys cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. You guys are investing in digital assets. You have super access to DeFi, where you guys can put money and grow your money and stake and farm and all that stuff, right? We're not telling you where to put that stuff. We're just telling you that these opportunities do exist. So if you want to be one of those people who allows your money to work for you, while you can kind of kick your feet back and have that breath of fresh air while you focus on other ventures and other verticals, that will be the smart way to go. All right. So in short, when things happen outside of the country, always know they will eventually trickle down here to the United States. So you guys got to be on your P's and Q's. All right. Keep in mind, just because I showed you on the FDIC website that there was only one bank that was going to fail, remember this article. We touched on this on a previous Connect, May 1st, 2024. This was just last month. Well, this is month before last. So we're talking about 60 to 70 days ago. This article came out and I broke it down. There's a group called the Claros Group. They analyzed 4,000 banks, and out of 4,000 banks, 282 banks are facing real live threats of being shut down due to potential losses from the real estate realm. I keep telling you guys, what happens out other side is coming here. Don't play with these banks. These banks are only alive because of you. Your money is what keeps them in business. A lot of these guys can keep the doors open, but they're not able to maintain their deposits, pay off their debts, satisfy their loans, and the economy is just dwindling. So when these banks get crushed or they end up shutting down and your money is tied up in here, you may never ever see your money again. All right, understand that. So don't just rely on FDIC insurance, because everybody doesn't have it. And even if they do have it, they're authorized to go, I think, 99 years in delays before you're able to get paid out. The average person right now at this age probably won't even be alive that long. So just understand what's really happening. And that's real. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just putting things in perspective. All right. So keep that in mind. Now that we tapped on the bank situations, I want to go to the people, right? You guys all came to Skyton Academy to learn about cryptocurrency, blockchain, distributed ledger tech, Web3, AI, all that good stuff, right? It's our job to do the research. We present the info to you. It's you guys' job to take the gems and go materialize it, right? Go put it to work. Go execute. Over the past week, I've been seeing a lot of chatter about a lot of people getting scared and they've been selling their positions in crypto. I can never control what people are doing, but what I want you guys to understand is we just had a masterclass on the Bitcoin halving. Anybody who took that masterclass, who was there on that call, please do me a solid, drop a 1 in the chat. If you watch that masterclass, what I want you guys to understand is you had a front row seat. The front row seat told you, all right, the Bitcoin halving just took place. Anytime there's a halving that happens in cryptocurrency, you're always going to get a retrace. Anytime there's a scheduled event in crypto, you get a retrace. The retrace happened, and then you get a price appreciation. I told you guys that the price appreciation that was already happening right before I did the masterclass, it factored in. So we weren't going to get this huge pump initially, right? So at that time, I would be okay with someone getting rid of some Bitcoin that they had, securing profits. securing some of the other assets that they had, taking profits, having money on the sidelines. Like we always tell you guys, have just a little bit of capital on the sidelines, right? For dips, because the slogan is buy when there's blood in the streets. If you always remember that, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own, I'm telling you, you're going to plus up your positions every single time. It's almost damn near impossible to lose if you are focused. And a lot of people are so scared when they see big price fluctuations and movements, they get crippled. The reason they get crippled is because they don't have the information. They're going off of emotion. And if you can't control your emotion, you're not going to be able to control your money. That's just the facts of law, right? So understand there's events that are going to continuously happen that cause price appreciation, right? Price going to go up and we're going to have retraces. Price is going to come back down. What we just witnessed over the past 10 days is a bloodshed. So first things first, there's a reason for the bloodshed. And I want to put this on record so people understand what's happening. I don't want people to be shaken out of crypto, leave cryptocurrency and never come back, right? Because that is going to be one of their largest and biggest regrets. I'm telling you guys from experience, I've seen this happen a multitude of times. We're going to fix that here at Skyton Academy. All right, so boom. The first event I want you guys to focus on is going to be the Mt. Gox repayments. I briefly touched on this on the last Connect with Steve, and I told you guys what was happening. There was a Bitcoin exchange that collapsed way back in 2014, and everybody lost their Bitcoin, right? The exchange itself had a bunch of scandals, and there was other things that was going on with Bitcoin at the time, but the average person's buy-in at the time for a Bitcoin, one Bitcoin, was around $200. Keep this in mind. They lost their Bitcoin and their Bitcoin was gone. So there was people with a lot of Bitcoin, thousands of Bitcoin, tens of thousands of Bitcoin. And they were only paying about $200 per coin. So this is, you're not thinking of it in terms of a large loss. A lot of people were just like, all right, I lost it, but I'm investing in other things. We'll just move on, right? As time progressed, there was litigation, there was lawsuits, there was a whole lot that happened. And the Japanese authorities ultimately was like, all right, these guys got to get recompensated. They have to get repayment. And the repayment is happening now. July 1st, 2024 is when they began. Already, there's been 47,288 Bitcoin that has moved from the Mt. Gox wallets to new addresses. That's roughly valued at $2.7 billion. But that's just the start. Altogether, there's going to be 140,000 Bitcoins that's worth about $9 billion right now that's going to be set to be paid out within the next 60 days. It may take a little longer, but that's the projected amount of time. There's 5 cryptocurrency exchanges that are involved in this. It's BitBank, it's SBI, it's Bitstamp, Kraken, and BitGo. SBI and BitBank both have set in their minds that we're going to get this done in the next 60 days, 2 months. So we're already at July. So we got July, August, into September. So by September, what I want you guys to understand is there's going to be a lot of sell pressure between now and September. Do not be scared. People are securing their profits. The reason there's going to be huge sell pressure because, again, people were getting their Bitcoin for $200. Right now, at this present moment, right? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna give you guys the real-time price of Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is $57,850.71 at this time, July 10th, 7:45 p.m. Again, People were getting their Bitcoin for $200. There's so many gems and so many nuggets in this small little fraction of time that I'm telling y'all about. One, this is the greatest investment people have ever made in their life. To invest in something at $200 and now one Bitcoin is valued all the way at 57,800 bucks. That means you made $57,600 in profit for every Bitcoin that is going to be repaid. Wouldn't you want to secure profits? Wouldn't you want to take profits? Especially if you had tens or hundreds or thousands of Bitcoin. So understand, Bitcoin is going to go down in price in the short term. The cryptocurrency market, for the most part, is going to follow it. Bitcoin still has the largest market dominance. I think right now it's at about 51%, 53%, something along those lines, which means anytime Bitcoin moves up, the prices in the market is going to go up. When Bitcoin drops, generally speaking, most of the projects are going to go down in price. So do not get shaken out. But always remember, you don't lose money unless you sell. So if you were buying at these high prices, 57,000 in the Bitcoin, and it's starting to go down, the only way that you're going to actually see a loss is when you actually sell. So just hold your position. Remember, everything is on sale right now. Dollar cost average into your favorite cryptocurrency digital assets. Ones that have utility. Hello. I'm giving you guys some nuggets. And don't be scared. Don't approach what's happening with fear. You got to make sure you are on the attack. You are on the offense. Steve just told you guys when there was big economic downturns back in 2008, the crisis that we had, the 08, 09 crisis, that's when people became super and hyper wealthy. They did that because when it was blood in the streets, even if it was their own, they continued to buy, right? They approached things strategically. They put their money where they knew it would grow, it would appreciate, and they were handsomely rewarded. So I want everybody on this call, everybody who comes across this message, just to remember that. Get out of the fear mindset, actually start approaching things with knowledge and information, and be poised and know what you hold, know what you're investing in. This is hyper important, guys. All right. So there's another factor as to why the market is crashing like this. Germany just sold $17,000, well, 17,000 Bitcoin valued at $951 million in one day. One day. This one transaction was the government's largest single day liquidation of cryptocurrency, period. This is a fact. And this article was just released on July 8th. Today is July 10th. So understand, these guys are creating the sell pressure that you see. It's literally market manipulation. There are some people who understand that there are multiple factors that's going to cause prices to go up or down. They already know what's going on, what's going to happen in the near future. So they're liquidating things that they have, securing profits so that they have liquid capital ready for if we have a huge crash or if there's other things that they need to invest in, commodities like gold, silver, platinum, whatever. They will have the means to do so. So the same thing that actual retail investors, you and I, are doing is the same thing that institutions or governments, that's what they're doing. Same exact thing. So do not be scared. Just always understand these dips are going to happen. But you got to be able to see and track data to understand why things are going down the way they are, why things are moving up. You got to track the data. Knowledge is what's going to set you apart. It's going to make you more comfortable in what you're doing, and it's going to allow you to make more money in your trades, in your transactions, to be able to make smarter decisions, smart movements. This is not about emotion. This is all strategic. Every move that you make in this market is chess. All right. And you're depending on yourself. So don't fuck this up. All right. So here's one thing that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. In that big price plummet that we just went from 62,000 to 53,600. That was on July 4th. Again, that was just a couple days ago. That plummet, just the news of people selling off from the Mt. Gox repayments, just the news, right? It hasn't formally happened yet. Just the news made people get out of their positions. It dropped the price of Bitcoin 10% in 1 hour. 1 hour. No, I take that back. It was more than 1 hour. It was hours, but it was in 1 day. 10%. When you're investing in things like XRP, right? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Just want to put that out there. My favorite digital asset is XRP. You all know how strongly I feel about XRP, and I'm not paid for this. This is my personal opinion, my personal me sitting in this position, right? I've had a ton of XRP and I've been invested since 2015. Steve as well. I understood what utility and use case was from the start. The importance of utility and understanding what these projects are doing, keeping up to date with what their advancements are, their roadmap, if they're hitting their goals and their targets, implementation with new banks, acquisitions, etc. You guys got to understand what's happening around the world all at once, because these big price movements and these events where you have Germany doing these huge sell-off, and then you have people that's going to sell off in the Mt. Gox, it will make you feel like, man, my money is just dwindling away. Bitcoin is crashing. This is a scam. This is a scheme. I've seen the chatter on crypto Twitter, on Instagram. I've seen people say this. Understand, these are just small blips of things that's going to continue to happen. Because by the time we get altcoin season, which is coming up, things are going to go parabolic. Solana is going to go parabolic. Right now, it's, I think, about 130, 140 bucks. It's going to go through the roof. That ecosystem is going to go crazy. XRP is finally going to get its just due. We should be wrapped up with the lawsuit, right? Everything should be officially done. I give it September, October. We should finally be completely done and have full clarity. The fees should be done. That's going to give everybody in all institutions, all governments, the green light, so they're going to understand now it's no longer in litigation. The suit is done. It has regulatory clarity. But there's one part that you guys may not even be thinking about. Regulations. There's one regulation right now that just went live June 30th, 2024. That's MiCA, Markets and Crypto Assets. MiCA has a timeline. I'm showing you guys right here. Everybody can see my screen. Right here, it clearly tells you that it went live June 30th, 2024. Understand, MiCA is all about protecting the people, protecting businesses, so that digital assets can grow and continue to be the new the new dollar on steroids, the new yuan. You see where I'm going with this? Everything is going digital. We've told you guys so many times, I'm turning blue like my shirt. The only reason I keep running this back is because people have short-term memory. You get caught up in what's happening in the short term that you forget this is just a little piece of the pie, and these dots are getting connected. The interoperability is happening. The blockchains are growing. They're expanding. And everybody has to start working together as far as governments, because this is how they're going to transact. Everybody has to work together because when we go to retail investors, this is how we're going to transact. This is how we're going to pay for goods and services, right? We still going to have dollars float around in circulation, but slowly but surely, you're seeing it. We got inflation going on right now. Everything at the grocery store is literally 4 times more than what it was probably the last 2 years. I saw a video the other day. It showed a guy, he bought a list of groceries. His groceries were about $100. The same exact items today were literally 400 and some odd dollars. He 4x'd the price that he's spending in the grocery store. How are you paying for these goods and services? With cash, right? Cash, debit cards, whatever. This is money that's coming out of your pocket. So how do you think money is starting to come out of circulation? The coins are already happening. You hitting the coin star. You know what I mean? People are valuing coins that might have irregularities or whatever. They're valuing them super high, right? But then the coins are now starting to go out of circulation. You go to your stores and the stores are starting to tell you, we don't accept change. We don't, you have to have exact amounts or you got to pay with your card, right? That's the big thing I'm starting to see now. When you go to any kiosk or self-checkout, it's all they're telling you now, you got to check out with a debit card or a credit card, whatever. They're not even taking cash from you. So now this is the emergence of digital. How I want to tie this back into Mika. Mika is all about e-money. It's all about electronic money, digital money. And with this stuff going live, we told you guys you have to be careful. If you're going to invest in something and you want to keep your money safe, you go into a stable. But right now, there's 2 stables that should always be on your radar. USDC, which is an asset of Circle, or Tether, right? And the reason you do not use Tether, except for if you're in a crypto and you're just trying to do a quick transaction, and you might already have something there, or you're converting from Bitcoin, just something quick, and you may use Tether, never store your crypto in Tether. The reason I'm telling you this is because with Mika has come out and told you Mika is for the European Union. It's for the European states. Tether is one of the assets or one of the cryptos that is not allowed. It is banned. It is not to be used in the EU. You know what this means? The trading volume on Tether has significantly decreased. You cannot use Tether in the European Union. Cryptocurrency exchanges are not in compliance if they still have Tether option on their exchanges. So what have these exchanges been doing? Cutting ties with Tether. They've been removing them. What does Tether pump? Bitcoin. See where I'm going? You see how this relationship happens? That's why we tell you guys, if you have the information, you'll know how to move. But everybody is like, oh, the economy is crashing. Bitcoin is the hedge. It's the store of value, blah, blah. Knock it off. Knock it off. Understand that. Knock it off. I heard somebody say banks are insolvent. They're like, buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is insolvent. Buy XRP. You know what I mean? Buy something that you know is going to appreciate. Buy something that you know you can park somewhere. And when you see the price movements, everybody that's on this call, this is definitely not the first time you've heard us tell you get XRP, right? This is not it, right? We tell y'all over and over and over. When you guys were buying XRP, you were getting in at 20 cent, 25 cent, 30 cent, right? Where's XRP at today? 45, 47, something along those lines. So almost 50 cent. We haven't had no price movement yet. Once you see this asset go parabolic, you're going to see, and this is not financial advice, you're going to see an asset move. And based off past history, XRP went from 6 thousandths of a penny to $3.87. this happened in, I think, the span of about 30 days. The percentage of those gains is mind-blowing. I seen my portfolio go insane. And now that was all speculation before, right? There was no expansion. There was no utility for XRP. Banks weren't using it at the time just because of what it did and what it strived to achieve to position XRP as the global reserve currency, right? That's always been the mission. But to set up something like that, even to think that you can achieve something like that, it took a lot of cojones. And these guys have not let up, not once. We're in 2024 now, and you've got 300 plus banks using it. You have governments who are using it. You have governments who are piloting their XRP ledger with CBDCs working on projects, right? So all my one percenters, you guys know, we talk about this all the time. We tell you about all the other, projects that's going on. And we actually got more info to drop on y'all. So I'm definitely going to be dropping more. So all our one percenters, you know what time it is. I say all that to say, understand that around you, there's so much that's happening in the world. So many people are only focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin stands for BTC, Beta Test Coin. I've said this so long. It was created by the NSA. Now, it was in its white paper, clear as day, that said it was supposed to be a currency. It failed miserably. It never achieved that. Now they're calling it a quote unquote store of value. But it has no utility, no use case. It solves no problem. It's slow. It's antiquated. Transactions take 10 minutes. I literally sent myself $5,000 from on a Lightning network on Coinbase to Cash App. My transaction took 34 minutes. I did a second transaction for another $4,000. It took 34 minutes. Why should I have to wait in a new realm, in this new world where we're transacting and the goal is to move money as fast as you can send an email or a text message? Why should I have to wait 30 minutes for my money? And Wayne said that waiting period is heart-wrenching. Listen, it used to be longer than that. I remember Bitcoin transactions used to take 7, 6 hours, 8 hours. This is word to everything. And you literally are sitting there like biting your fingernails, especially when you're sending big transactions, 10 grand. Imagine sending 10 grand to an address. This is 2017, you've got 28 characters, 30 characters, numbers, letters, uppercase, lowercase. All you got is one for one, capital B, capital B, capital C, capital C. Yeah, look, your eyes start getting blurry. You got to wipe your eyes. This is all you got. There's nobody else around you who's going to help you out, who's going to be able to assist you. You got to quiet all the noise. So all of the newbies that see this on this call, understand, we all been through this. Everybody on this call, because they're all Academy students. So we've taught them what's going on. We taught them all of this stuff. They experienced this stuff on their own when they were setting up their exchanges. You're not alone. But this is why you come to Skyton Academy, because we're able to tell you this stuff that's really happening, show you what's really happening, give you real world experiences, and we're real people. Look, you can pinch us. We ain't AI. This is real business over here. But I want you guys to understand there's so many pluses that happen in cryptocurrency, right? And there's so many advancements that help everyday people. I can send Jerry 100,000 right now. He'll get it literally in 3 seconds. I can send it in multiple cryptocurrencies, multiple digital assets. He'll get it right away. With the power of blockchain, you can tokenize your home, the home that you purchased. You could put it on a blockchain. If you wanted to put a property that you just want other people to invest in, you can tokenize it and give out fractional ownership. All of this stuff is happening all in crypto, all around you, and people are only fixated on Bitcoin and Ethereum. This ain't it. So understand, when I say things like Bitcoin is beta test coin, I mean it. The reason being is it came out, it was supposed to do one thing, it never did it. They tried to pivot, reposition it. Now you have institutions coming in. They don't have tangible access to the digital asset or the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. They're investing in ETFs, right? So they have exposure to stuff. You guys have the actual tangible asset, right? It's digital. So when I say tangible, I mean it's on your ledger, it's on your cold storage, right? It's on your decent wallet, it's on your Ellie Pals, it's on your whatevers, right? This is stuff that you guys have. You have access to. But when these guys are only talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're going to lose you. Don't get caught up in the old, antiquated way. Those things came out, they were only to get people to see that cryptocurrency was a viable thing. They wanted to get you comfortable and transition from fiat dollars into the new digital system. So you're trained and you're prepped. But then they gave you the sweet candy, right? But on the inside was super sour. That was Bitcoin and ETH. Now you got something that's super good for you. It's organic, right? Good for your soul. It's helping you out. It's helping your money grow. It's helping get your mind right. It's helping you actually train and get more knowledge and be able to invest in other things and see things greater than just what's presented to you. That was the XRPs. That's the Hedera hash grabs. That's the V chains, right? That's the Jasmines. That's all the gems that I'm giving you guys, that Steve's been giving you guys over and over. They actually solve real problems. They do real things. They help you out in the real world, right? So ultimately, Mika is just the start. It's just the start. Crypto regulations is going to affect everybody. It's going to hit every single nation. Right now, certain crypto projects you need to stay away from. I'm telling you guys, get your stuff out of Tether. If you're in Bitcoin, cool. I ain't tripping because eventually it's going to go up. But one day, you're going to get cooked. And I warned you, and Steve warned you. I can easily see Bitcoin tapping before 2025. I can see it easy tapping a good 80 grand, 90 grand. But I'm telling you, when that hot cast iron skillet cook your ass, you gonna feel it. And don't say you wasn't warned because we gave you guys so many plays, so many gems. All right. So with all you guys that's on the call, I was gonna kind of go deeper and just bug out. We got so many other things that I want to touch on, but this is one thing that I do want to cover, right? And then I'll let you guys go, right? Today is not my birthday, but because I celebrated my birthday, I pulled off from the crypto side. I was still alert of what was going on. I spent time with my family. I bugged out. I enjoyed life the way I was supposed to, right? I was celebrated. I allowed myself to be celebrated. That's not something I typically do. I was around loved ones, and I just basically got to just breathe and just do stuff with the fam. I found that to be super fulfilling. There was a gift in all of that, right? The gift was peace. The gift was a deep breath. It was being able to be around people that you pour into daily, to be able to allow them to pour into you. And because I got that gift, you all get this gift, right? You're going to get a gift today. So not only am I going to drop a spot in the spot calls for everybody, right? Who's an Academy member, you know where you're going to find it at. I'm also going to give you guys some discounts. And everybody loves a good discount. If I'm tripping, drop a 1 in the chat. If I'm not tripping, drop a 2 in the chat. All right, cool. Cool. All right, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. All right, y'all. So because it was my birthday, June 28th, shout out to everybody who had birthdays in June. Shout out all the cancers. Big love. You know what I mean? Big salute from the Academy, Steve and I. I want to give you guys some gems and some work. So inside the chat right now, I'm going to give you guys discounts. The biggest thing right now is the portfolio management consultation. The original price, $397. We're going to take off $97. You're going to get it for $300 flat. Discount code, the coupon code is here. It's Champ4. I'm putting this in there for you guys. Trilogy, 1% trilogy. We dropping the price from $29.97 to $5.97. That's a savings of $2,400. I'm trying to tell you guys, my gift extended to you guys. Don't let this gift go in vain. You got D-Pen access. We dropping it $300. No coupon needed. Right now, as of right now, $897 is going to be your price. Original price was $1197. Futures, it was $397. We take off $200. No coupon needed. There you go. I just dropped it in the chat for everybody. So access the links, click them, make your purchases now while we're on the call. Get busy, do what you got to do, but do not wait. Make sure you save these links. We're going to post this inside the Academy, so you will have an opportunity to get it, but everything is going to be expiring on July 16th at 11:59 p.m. So you have everybody who gets paid on the 1st and the 15th. I was thinking about you guys. You know what I mean? I made sure that you guys get love. And yes, Sharika, this is how we give it up. This is my Oprah moment. You get a call. You get yo. Sharika on point. Listen, I want y'all to enjoy this, man. Crypto is more than just crypto, right? This is deeper. This is deeper than that, right? We're growing, we're expanding, we're getting into things that are going to impact all industries that people are working in right now, right? Artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, chat GPT, all of these things are going to be, they're going to impact people's jobs. And a lot of people are going to lose their jobs because they didn't take the time to learn this stuff. They didn't take the time to develop this skill set, and they're going to get replaced by people who took the time out to do the research, who actually learn this stuff and are implementing it in their day-to-day lives. They're providing their services, this knack that they have to companies and institutions that they work for. And this is what people are looking for, right? They want to know, how do we stay on the cutting edge of all things and still be able to grow, still be able to exist, still be able to provide the same products and services, but to do it more efficiently and be better at it than our competition. This is how you do it. So not only are we giving you guys D-Pen stuff that's going to impact you not only now, but later, we're giving you guys access to the 1%. So you get the live calls, you get all of the spots that are in the 1%. You get the story of how certain cryptocurrencies got placed in the position that they are today. You learn the story about the corruption, all things. It's literally going to enhance your experience as a person who is invested in cryptocurrency. So always understand, these gifts that I'm giving right now, this ain't gonna last long. I'm telling you guys, you have until the 16th, and we cutting it off. And after this, you may get another opportunity, but at these prices, I can't guarantee it. I just want to make sure that you guys get it, and I promise you, I don't want to make this seem like salesy and none of that stuff. We're just trying to give you this stuff while it's here, because once we get altcoin season, and once we get the bull run, and things start to go parabolic, if you're not properly positioned in all the projects that's in the 1%, you're going to hate life. You're going to have missed out, and you're going to be terribly sad. And the only person to blame is you. Right now is the time. I seen a post earlier today where Ian, master investor from EYL, he was basically saying how people need to start investing in the proper things, start detaching themselves from old habits. And my horoscope today actually said the same thing. It said for the month of June, right? You have to start to pull away from old habits, old things, the way, the method, right? You used to do things. It's time for a reset. It's time for newness. And a lot of people didn't get no, I actually mean Dane, I actually mean June. Um it was centered on cancers, right? But this message was universal. The message was basically telling everybody, if you continue to do the same things that you've been doing, you're not going to get those new results. And where we are right now as a whole with the economy in this world, those who make the sacrifices are always going to be handsomely rewarded. They're going to be properly positioned because they took their focus off things that did not matter and they shifted. Those shifts are pivotal. Those shifts change your life. They'll change your trajectory and your children's trajectory. They put you in a position to better your family. I don't care what anybody says. I would rather learn something new than to sit around, do the same things over and over, and just sit in hope. We don't hope. We make it happen. We will it, right? We deem it so. It's one thing to speak things into existence, right? To manifest things, but to actually put forth the energy and the effort, that's what it's about. So everybody who is getting access to these links, invest in yourself. Take some time away from the TV, take some time away from spending frivolously, use some of that discretionary income to invest in yourself, health, wellness, and mindset. Get into some new educational things. We gave you guys 7 free courses on artificial intelligence. The only thing you had to give up was 2 things: the time of taking the course and your email address, so we could be able to give you follow-up emails if we get anything else. If we have a new course or something that drops that would be beneficial, that will add to your experience in learning the artificial intelligence. And this is from Harvard, Yale, University of California, IBM, Google. And again, they're free. And it's people to this day who did not do anything. Um, these opportunities don't always come. And these times that we're in, they're not going to last. You're not going to keep getting things on sale and have the opportunity that your future self will thank you for. So when they happen, it's your duty. You have an obligation to seize them. Please, please, guys, do not play yourselves. In the words of Steve, don't be dumb. Appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys being here. At that point, the mic gets dropped. Seize the moment. Okay, guys, listen, I wasn't going to do this on call, but because this is hyper important and I was talking about Tether earlier in the video, what I want you guys to understand is this is a screenshot from Tether's white paper. In Tether's white paper, it's giving you an actual scenario of things that could potentially occur, something that can actually happen. And it's wild. Has anybody, matter of fact, Sharika, do me a favor. I want you to pull up the definition of abscond, ABSCOND. Pull up the actual definition for it. And I'm going to call on you in a second and I'm going to unmute you and have you read it. So this Tether graphic that you guys are actually looking at, this is a screenshot from Tether's white paper, and it tells you we could go bankrupt. Not only is it telling you that they can go bankrupt, right? Tether is the largest stable coin to exist in the world, the whole world, the entire world. You tracking where I'm going with this? It has the most volume, and this is where people are putting their money. And in the white paper, they blatantly told you, in the case that Tether Limited would go bankrupt, the client's funds could literally disappear, can be absconded. They can run off with your reserve assets, the money that's in the reserves that Tether allegedly has. Keep in mind, Tether multiple times has been in front of a judge, and it clearly said in the state of New York, the Southern District, the Attorney General, Southern District of New York, she told Tether that they could no longer operate in the state of New York and in California, but in the state of New York, they cannot, it's illegal for them to operate. They can no longer operate in New York, right? There's other countries that has deemed Tether illegal. The reason being is because they have lied. They have said in their many interviews that they are backed by certain commercial paper, money, whatever, right? It's all been lies. They've been audited, and it's been horrible every single time. What they've been doing is paying people to lie for them and basically say that they have reserves that they don't have. So essentially, they're creating money out of thin air. Sound familiar? You see where I'm going with that? All of our United States residents, hint, hint, cough, cough. On top of that, it's literally in writing telling you if Tether disappears, that they can run off, or we could abscond with the reserve assets. And they've forewarned you, they've told you they can do this. Sharika,
Okay,
please tell me what it
yes.
means.
It's a good thing my face is not in camera. Abscond, to leave quickly and secretly and hide oneself, often to avoid arrest or prosecution. That's the first one. Second, to hide, withdraw, or be concealed.
Hello. Hello. In the words of Steve, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I wasn't going to do that on the call. Because again, I'm not here to scare nobody. I'm just telling y'all what's really going on. And with Mika, what else is illegal? What else is not happening in that theater of Europe? Tether ain't happening. So all the exchanges dumping it, getting rid of it. Right now, 19 cryptocurrency exchanges account for 61, no, yeah, 19 cryptocurrency exchanges out of China facilitate 60% of all of Tether. And it's illegal right now in Cuba, North Korea, Iran, Pakistan, Syria, Venezuela, Crimea, and now all over Europe because of Mika. The volume is already taking a hit. All it's going to take is for a couple more countries to say, Tether ain't it. They're going to kick the leg off that company. What's going to happen? It's going to plummet. People money got to go somewhere because it's going to plummet. When Tether depegs or Tether dies off, Bitcoin is going to go right with it. It's going to drop right with it. That's a black swan. You forewarned. Even USDC, right? People's money got to go somewhere. They'll move it to USDC. And then what happens? It might even go to the new Ripple stablecoin, the real stablecoin. That's what they call it, the real stablecoin, the RLUSD. What happens when things go to that stablecoin? It can easily be transacted on the XRP ledger, which means the ecosystem itself gets a boost. There's way more volume. On the ecosystem, on the XRP ledger, it was designed to allow all digital assets to move freely, securely, and country agnostic. That means there's no one country that issues it. That means there's a ton of volume and a ton of cryptocurrency pairs that are going to happen. And you're able to transact with other blockchains, interoperability, a ton of volume. So when you have a ton of volume and a ton of demand, what happens to price? Price goes parabolic. Hello, is somebody out there paying attention? Is somebody out there listening? So when I say Bitcoin is a beta test coin, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and you have other coins out here that are operating with this type of magnitude, this type of speed, this type of efficiency, you'd be wild to ignore information. I'm telling you guys, you've been forewarned. Prepare now or regret it later. You guys got all the discounts. You got all the codes. Happy birthday to me. And that was .Connect Wednesdays, episode 57. Mic drop. Officially, we out of here. See you guys on the next one. Let's go, let's go, let's go.